Ever wondered how secure your network really is and what potential pitfalls it might hide? Let's delve into the world of network vulnerabilities. These hidden threats can be a ticking time bomb for any network, big or small. It's not just for the cybersecurity pros to worry about, but also for the enthusiasts who are keen on understanding the underpinnings of a secure network. Grasping the Common Vulnerability Scoring System, or CVSS, can help you answer that question. So, what exactly is CVSS? Let's dive right into it. CVSS, or the Common Vulnerability Scoring System, is an open industry standard designed to assess the severity of computer system security vulnerabilities. Its roots trace back to 2005, when a consortium of organizations, including Cisco and Symantec, came together to create a universal vulnerability scoring system. Now you may wonder, why do we need CVSS? Well, in the ever-evolving world of cybersecurity, understanding the potential impact of a vulnerability is crucial. CVSS offers a way to capture the principal characteristics of a vulnerability and produce a numerical score reflecting its severity. This score then assists in decision-making processes, such as patch management, risk assessment, and vulnerability management. So how does CVSS do this? It uses a combination of three metric groups: base, temporal, and environmental. The base metrics capture the fundamental characteristics of a vulnerability that are generally constant over time and across user environments. They look at aspects like how the vulnerability is exploited, the complexity of the attack, and the impact on the system's confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Next, we have the temporal metrics. These consider factors that evolve over time, such as the availability of exploits, the existence of patches, and the confidence in the vulnerability's description and remediation details. Lastly, the environmental metrics allow for customization based on the importance of the affected system in a specific user's environment. This takes into account the potential business impact and the security controls in place. In essence, CVSS brings together a wealth of information about a vulnerability and distills it into a single, standardized score. This score then provides a quick and easy way to understand the potential risk and aids in prioritizing responses. CVSS isn't just a system, it's a comprehensive tool for understanding and managing vulnerabilities. Let's delve deeper into the three metric groups of CVSS. First up, we have the base metrics. These represent the intrinsic characteristics of a vulnerability, the nitty-gritty of the problem, if you will. They're independent of time or context. You'll find 6 categories within base metrics: confidentiality impact, integrity impact, availability impact, attack vector, attack complexity, and privileges required. Each of these metrics provides a unique perspective on the vulnerability, from what it can potentially affect to how it can be exploited. Moving on, we have temporal metrics. These reflect the current state of vulnerability. Unlike base metrics, temporal metrics are time-dependent. They evolve as the threat environment changes or as mitigating factors come into play. There are 3 categories here: exploit code maturity, remediation level, and report confidence. These metrics help us understand how likely it is that a vulnerability might be exploited and what measures have been taken to fix it. Finally, we have the environmental metrics. These depict the vulnerability in the context of a specific user environment. This is where things get personal. The environmental metrics consider the characteristics of your network and systems and the value that the affected IT assets have for your organization. This group includes modified base metrics and also introduces a new metric: security requirements. This is about understanding what's at risk and how much it matters to you. So to recap, base metrics give us the raw details of the vulnerability. Temporal metrics show us how the vulnerability stands in the present scenario. And environmental metrics provide a snapshot of the vulnerability's potential impact in your specific context. These metrics work together to provide a comprehensive view of a vulnerability's potential impact. So the next time you're assessing a vulnerability, remember, it's not just about the base score, it's a holistic view, a sum of all parts. Now that we've covered the metrics, how do we interpret the CVSS scores? Well, it's quite simple. CVSS scores range from 0 to 10, where 0 represents no risk and 10 signifies the highest level of risk. This risk assessment is based on the vulnerability's potential impact and exploitability, as we've learned from the metrics. So, how do these scores help us? They play a crucial role in vulnerability management by helping us prioritize the vulnerabilities. For instance, a score of 1 or 2 might not necessitate immediate attention. These vulnerabilities are usually low risk and can be managed during routine security maintenance. However, a vulnerability with a score of 7, 8, or higher can't be ignored. These are high-risk vulnerabilities that need immediate attention and swift actions to mitigate the risk. They might be easy to exploit, or they could cause significant damage if not addressed promptly. Remember, a higher score typically means a higher severity. CVSS scores aren't just numbers. They play a crucial role in vulnerability management. Think of them as your personal navigators in the vast sea of network vulnerabilities. They help you chart your course, guiding you on where to focus your resources and efforts. In the complex world of cybersecurity, it's not feasible to fix all vulnerabilities at once. Some pose more significant threats than others, and it's those we need to address first. That's where CVSS comes in. By providing a standardized way to assess and rank vulnerabilities, CVSS allows us to prioritize. Imagine a ship with multiple leaks. The captain would, of course, want to fix the largest holes first. CVSS is like the ship's lookout, spotting the biggest leaks so the crew knows where to focus their efforts. Beyond that, CVSS scores also aid in decision-making. They offer a clear, quantifiable measure of risk, enabling us to make informed decisions about where to allocate resources. For instance, if a vulnerability has a high CVSS score, it might be worth diverting more resources to patch it quickly. In essence, CVSS scores provide us with a roadmap. They help us navigate the often overwhelming landscape of network vulnerabilities, guiding us towards the most pressing issues and away from less critical ones. With CVSS, we can better understand, manage, and mitigate network vulnerabilities.